It's May 10th, 2024, and I'm starting my 14th season dredging in the Bering Sea. It's 34 degrees in Nome, Alaska, and we're still waist-deep in snow.
There it is.
But that's normal for this time of year in the Arctic. This isn't a normal mining season, though. It reminds me of 2011, the year I started mining.
Modern gold rush going on right beneath us in the ocean. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in gold.
The price of gold had been on an epic 10-year bull run, rising from $250 to almost $2,000 an ounce.
Nothing fights the cold like gold fever.
We all thought we were going to be rich, but gold is a fickle commodity. Right after it broke records, the gold price dropped out, and so did most of the gold miners.
I knew I was in trouble. I'd borrowed all the money that I could, and I hadn't done a thing.
In those lean years after, we struggled to break even when gold prices dropped as low as $1,100 an ounce. But if you can hold on, you're poised to make a fortune when the gold values change. In 2024, for the first time in over a decade, we're hitting new highs again. Gold is up over $300 an ounce from this time last year, and it's still rising. But nobody knows how long the opportunity is going to last. Every miner has a choice. Play it safe. Don't spend too much, run your equipment into the ground and retire. Or invest everything into the teeth of a bull run and make life-changing gold. Every preseason project is designed with this goal in mind. First up, the diver cabin. Housing in Nome is ridiculously expensive, so we're building a cabin for our divers so they can focus on gold and gold alone. That's $40K.
We're pretty much just trying to get this place warm enough, get the walls on, and we're gonna frame up a couple beds here.
And we need the beds because this year, for the first time ever, we're running a 4-man dive team around the clock. Next, we're putting bigger motors on the Eroica to get out to the mining grounds faster.
It's exciting, huh?
Less time motoring is more time on the bottom. That's $30K. Most importantly, we're diving deeper. The shallow gold has all been sucked up, and the smart money is on 40 feet. At those depths, everything gets a lot more dangerous, and your gold recovery system has to be overhauled. That's another $5K.
Hopefully we will find enough gold to make it way worth it to have this extra 10 feet.
We're also spending thousands on other projects. A new hot water heater for the divers, a fully redesigned 12-volt electrical system for the dredge, new steering, and more. Every dollar we spend is a risk. You risk overspending and going bankrupt. But if you don't improve the operation, things break. You miss good mining weather, and you fall behind the competition, which gets bigger, faster, and deeper every year.
Good job.
Yep. Sexy. I like it.
So let's get to work.
Today's May 10th. Last year when I came here, May 15th, I looked out the window of the airplane and there was zero water. Zero water.
Just salt. What it looked like.
Miles.
The ocean was just
Of ice. It looked like tundra.
Do you know what this means?
It means we're mining.
It means we can actually go diving.
We're mining soon.
I've been thinking about this moment for a long time. You and I arriving at Nome, just walking across the tarmac, and thinking, this is it. Like a whole new season. All the gold just right at our fingertips. We can just reach out and grab it.
This year is going to be epic, one way or another. And it could be an epic catastrophe, or it could be, we bring home the bounty.
We have found gold before, and we could find it again. If we find it this year, I mean, we're gonna hit the big time.
Gotta
good day, boss.
Thanks for the great service. Little gnome air.
It smells like diesel.
It smells like rust and
diesel.
broken dreams. Not ours though.
Well, I don't know. We've gone through a couple rounds of bags coming out, and I am still missing my tools. I'm still missing all of my gear, and I'm missing Dan's bag. I trusted you. I feel like I've let.
Did you like put on some budget plane, like Spirit Airlines?
I said no baggage fees for me.
Come in on.
I'm sure nobody made off with your bags and went to Jamaica and is now, taking up a new career as a welder because they have all the tools.
All right, I'm gonna go take a look. We have got our luggage. I think it's all here. We've got at least the important one. This is the tool tote. So I'm super stoked. Waited all day. I'm kind of fearing that it wasn't gonna happen until tomorrow. So this is good news.
Oh my gosh, we are ready. That's the last bag.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The only hand warmers we're gonna get.
This is the cheapest way to do this.
Cold fingers. Gonna slow us down a little bit this morning. Last year when this project was happening, the Roca was outside while they were welding, all the pontoons together. So I was out in the sunshine most of the time. It was like, I come in here and be like, oh, you guys are getting cold.
It stays cold in here too.
Yeah,
it's like an ice box.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's
some
nasty.
mornings I was like, I'm so
Screw
glad I'm
that.
outside.
Reliable.
In the next 90 seconds, I'm going to tell you how you can meet our crew and see the Eroica operating in person in Nome. Nome is in Alaska's Arctic region. It's one of the least visited and least populated areas, and it's the last real frontier in America. Everyone's seen it on TV before. You've seen the bears, you've seen the tundra, you've seen the northern lights and the end of the Iditarod. It's so remote that it's really difficult to see in person, which is why I want to tell you, if you want to have a real adventure in Alaska's Arctic region and find real gold like we do, there's only one way to do it, and that's at AKAU Golden Resort. It sits on Anvil Creek, which is at the heart of Nome's original gold rush.
Oh my gosh. Look at that thing. Oh wow.
Right over there, 5 minutes in.
It's that easy, huh?
That's incredible.
They also offer you four-wheelers to ride, fishing trips, and anything else you might need in the wildest region of America. I love this place so much, I hosted a trip there in 2023 with 20 guests, and it was awesome. And I want to do something similar this year. If you visit AKAU this summer and sign up for the Bering Sea Gold package, my crew will give you a personal demonstration of the Eroica, and you'll get to have dinner with me at the camp. So go to emilysalaska.com, no apostrophes, and check it out. Thanks so much.
We're going bigger. We're going better. Where's the wind, the rope?
Yeah, pull start.
Not on this one.
What?
This is different. So let's put them on and see how they fit. It's exciting, huh? I've installed so many outboards, a lot. I don't know, 60? Well, they were all tuned for both, so 20. It's really easy. There's 4 bolts. There is a method, and there's some things to not do.
We were in the storm last year. This is what we all wanted. We just wanted to get out of there as fast as we could. And I remember we were like, oh man, if only we had more motor.
We didn't have enough power. I was driving into the waves against the wind, and I was going about 2 knots. Maybe, as fast as I could go. If it would give us the 2 knots, we'd take it.
We gotta pump some of this. Oh, there we are.
Hang on. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now go.
Good. That's the height that we want.
All right, Dan, I got this hooked up. Are you ready to lift? All right, Dan, I think that's good for the moment. It's gonna be a little noisy in here this morning, but I'm working on trying to weld up this jet. So I'm gonna tack on a piece underneath, so I have kind of a piece of flat bar to set the new jet on when we go to fit it up, so we don't have to hold the weight. These 2 pipes are really egged out. What I
So you're looking at this gap right here, you mean?
So what I did was I flushed it on the bottom, right? I got my plate, we're nice and flush. And the high-low, the difference in the 2 pipes is pretty consistent on the sides, and then it gets dramatic up on top, right? If we want, what I can do is I can make some screw dogs to take this out, right? To fit it up nicely. But I'd have to make those.
What's extra time do? Like a day? 2 days?
We could probably do this all today if we need to.
Bro, I'd do it. It's such a risk of rock jams if it's like not
As good
really
as we can.
flush.
Yeah.
And if we think this thing's gonna last a few seasons and it only takes a day, like I think that's worth it.
Yeah. I need to get some large nuts. The fit up on our jet is a little bit off. We've got kind of like what I would call some high-low or some mismatch in the pipe. So I've got to make a couple tools to help push that out and get everything kind of lined up so we don't have any rock jams. Got some old rusty angle iron here. It's pretty heavy duty, but I don't need it as angle iron. I need it as flat bar. So I'm going to clean this up a little better, and then I've got to trim this off and then cut some straight sections out of it so I get, some little chunks. It's called a screw dog. The way it works is if you got 2 different pieces of metal and one's like up here and one's down here, I can weld this on here and I can push this one down. So on our pipe, all the way around, it's kind of sitting high and low. So on the high spots, I need to push it down so they're more even. So the rocks and all the sand don't get hung up on the inside. Woo. Got windy. Super good. Oh well.
This is
a hydraulic tie bar. With these new outboards, the steering system is all made out of hydraulics. And this goes in between the outboards, and it's supposed to keep them pointed parallel. They both turn left, they both turn right. Without this, they go like walleye. I don't see any mechanisms in here, so oh well.
It's gonna be fun to work on if we have problems once it's on the dredge, that's for sure. No, I can't fit there. It's like a mini screwdriver instead of a...
Well, here's what happens on these things. If you just blaze through it, you put the whole thing together, and then you go, oops, and you take the whole thing back off. Because you forgot the grounding strap, because you found an extra washer. They are kind of a system of one step at a time. You gotta do this before you do that. And in here you find out details like you have to cut off a piece of the outboard bracket. Well, they make it so it can go on different types of boats. But otherwise you gotta be staring at this thing like, why doesn't it fit? It's like, well, you gotta get a grinder out and cut it. I think we're gonna be okay.
Turn it.
Let's see if it hits the boat. And 1 inch.
1 inch, you think?
Well, as long as you don't put the cowling on. I think it's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit.
Let's take a look and see how much it hits.
Okay, I'm gonna swing this over so you can put it over.
I'm clipped.
Okay, nice and slow. Don't scratch it. Oh. Let's go. Yeah, that's my concern. And then I'm looking at this right here with the fuel stuff. I think this is gonna be happy. I mean, this is like...
Oh, there's absolutely no way.
There's no way.
Dang it. Oh, that is not good.
So this right here...
Everything that comes out of here...
goes through this.
Goes straight into our main support. That is not good.
And we're not even up all the way. So, I mean, that's going to tilt into that for sure.
The new 115 outboards are way bigger than the 60s, which means we've got some unexpected aluminum welding projects. Because we can't trim the new motors up all the way, we've got to redesign the brackets. Having the motors out of the water is critical to mining and anchoring, so we had to pull Dan off other essential preseason jobs, since he and Ross are the only dudes qualified to weld on critical aluminum and steel infrastructure. There's a lot to do, and the ice could be gone any minute, so this is the last thing we need, slowing us down.
So I kind of wanted to find a couple spots that were halfway decent, and you want to tie those in first, and then you can kind of look for your first bubble, and you'll try and push it out. So I've got a screw dog here, and when I push here, it's gonna push that material up, and you kind of just have to keep chasing it in, hopefully in one direction. If you trap yourself and you tack it here and you tack it here, when you go to push that bubble, you won't be able to get it all the way out. We'll do the best we can. These two pieces aren't even exactly the same size, so there's gonna be some variation between the two. We're just trying to do as good a fit as we can get it. The biggest risk with the fit up in this spot is rock jams, because it's right after the jets here. So it just seems like inevitably you get these pyramid or triangle shaped rocks that just find like any catch or any curve that they don't like, and they just wedge. So we want to get this as smooth and as clean on the inside as we can, so this material just never gives us an issue, because rock jams suck. If we can spend a little bit extra time to make this stuff work just a little bit better with the fit up, then it's worth every penny. So it's getting pretty good. It's close. See, that's almost right there. That's pretty sexy right there. That'll be decent. That's a weld for the seam, so it's a little bit high there. You're getting there, slowly but surely.
Whoa.
Only the best.
Dang, what are those? I mean, is that just something to grab onto and you're...
It's a tool, so I'm using it to take out the difference in the pipes.
Ross is a pipe whisperer.
More of like a sledgehammer and ratchet strap kind of crew. But I have conversation with pipes. I don't know if I whisper to them.
Oh, wow. You think this one's bigger than this one? I don't know. I can't tell. Did he get the new output on yet? Because they look about the same. I don't. Oh man, how freaking awesome are we with this sweet outboard on the back of the boat?
You gotta go. So let's go up. I'm gonna go up more, and then we'll loosen up.
Okay.
What do you think?
Just maybe don't stand in the wrecking balls. That yellow strap could just snap.
Don't try to lift it. Do this. You're good. Okay.
You don't want me to help?
No, you can do the. You can do the button for me. Push my buttons for me, Dan.
Up or down?
Up, please. Get your fingers caught in there. That'd be great.
Did you know it was going to work this well?
No.
Oh, honesty, I love it.
No. But I'm glad it did work that well. Made it super easy.
Let's do that with the big one.
All right.
And another bracket to work on, just for you.
Oh
Yay.
man, those brackets were a beast last year.
We kind of figured we were going to have to do something like this, right?
Dude, every year we do one project. We're like, this is genius. That gets disassembled the next year.
Woof.
That's like Dan and Maya's trend over 3 seasons.
We're still in a better place than we were last year.
Oh yeah.
You know, last year seems like catastrophes were like way bigger.
At the beginning of the season.
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
You know?
We just haven't gotten there yet.
Looks good.
See you in July.
This is awesome. We need to rebuild this thing. The material itself is getting really thin from all the basically the aggregate that we suck up is just wearing it out. And it's getting so thin that it's actually starting to collapse. It's sucking itself in because it just doesn't have enough strength anymore. So it's time to redo it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut all these pieces off that we wanna keep. We wanna keep this, we wanna keep our handles, we're gonna keep our breaker flap, we wanna keep our swivel. Swivel's still good, but we're gonna cut it right at the swivel. And then we're gonna put a new piece of pipe on. I'm gonna cut new pie pieces for our bend, weld it all up, and we're talking about maybe changing the way this handle is.
I was thinking when you're dredging, if our hands were a little further apart, you get better leverage. Mm-hmm. And also, your hands don't need to be so far down, they could also be up here. So if I was here, riding this thing like a bike, yeah, you're more standing up, which is great.
I would be fully standing up. Dan would be hunched over a little bit.
Well, you know
it would be great.
You could stand here.
My lower back would not be like
You could stand here and
screaming.
see what you feel like would be a really strong position.
I think wider would be better anyway.
Dude, what if we got like a set of motorcycle handlebars?
Let's go to
Scrap.
We could just throttle the pump.
We turn this into
That'd be awesome. Why wouldn't we?
We turn this into your little monkey motorbike.
Oh my god.
Put a seat on here.
Oh, a seat. Yes, sir.
Harley time.
Little thrusters.
Can we get some stirrups on there?
Dude, get the
Some stirrups.
Get the spurt. Come on, girl. Come on.
If you want to experience the thrill of finding your own Bering Sea gold like we do, check out our pay dirt at beringseapaydirt.com. Each bag contains real gold from our sluice box mixed with the rich mineralized sands of coastal Alaska. So you can be a miner in your own backyard. I'm I'm going in. We have shipped thousands of orders and have over 575 reviews on our website with a 4.9 out of 5-star rating. That's because you can always trust us to have chunky gold, accurate scales, and fast shipping. But don't believe me, believe our customers.
You all are familiar with Emily Riedel. She sells pay dirt, and I bought pay dirt from her.
You can actually see the gold right in it, so that's pretty cool.
Woo, look at that.
That's a nice looking smile of gold there. Check those out.
It's such a great pay dirt. That was a fun one. As quick as it was and as easy as it was.
The bigger piece here.
I need to knock this out before Monday. And because I don't want to leave a project for anybody else here, and because it's just another thing, and I know that your stuff is not getting smaller. So
It kind of hurts to watch that get cut apart, doesn't it?
So many good memories.
We are putting 10 extra feet on the hose this year. And so we were hoping, which we see, is that Emily's old 10-inch hose is still hanging out here by Friends Connex. All right, still here. Yeah, that looks a little bit rough. That's no good. Is this the old extension? Shoot, man, we have like an old extension on here. That could still be usable.
This section looks roached.
Yeah, this looks real cracked and no bueno. This is like probably her old hose. It was like they did the same thing.
Yeah, for real.
This will totally work.
Salvage, resalvage, resalvage, scrap it, resalvage it, scrap it, resalvage it.
Digging out again.
Just know, man.
Next year, we'll switch back over. All right, we got a piece of metal. Nice. Piece of aluminum. That's the one I want though. We can use 3/16.
Absolutely, to build our outboard bracket.
This is actually an interesting design. Consider. Nothing wrong with that. You know, and just, well, I mean, hose on rod is not the best thing in the world, but this, if we need to build a breaker flap on our thing deal, on our extension, we can just use this. It's like, you know, just unbolt it and bolt it off. Why not? That'd be a fine breaker flap.
Yeah, I can grab this thing.
Yeah, I think.
Put this on my back as a carry-on.
That is a lot of metal.
Take it home with me.
Pretty legit.
What do you think? You think they allow
You look
me?
like you're about to blast off. You look like you got a jetpack.
That's more water than yesterday.
Still pretty thick on the downstream here, but
Yep.
looks better.
Once it starts, man.
gorgeous blue day. We are back at the shop this morning, and I'm gonna try and pick up where I left off yesterday with basically rebuilding our nozzle. I am leaving tomorrow, so this is a super short trip for me, kind of just blowing through, trying to knock out some things, and then I gotta get back home and back to work.
Eli, what's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
You're getting a little more cowboy every time I see you.
Yeah, thanks.
He got on the wrong flight. He thought he was going south.
Oh, why not?
Which one's got the Xbox?
They all do.
They all do, yeah.
Look, we got a cowboy.
How you going, man?
Going fantastic. Yourself?
Good. I got most of my pieces cut up. There's a couple pieces that I kind of want tacked on to finish doing the fit up. So I'm gonna start putting some pieces together and just getting like kind of a temporary tack up and weld and get it all fit together. And then once it's kind of put together, then I'll look at trying to weld the whole thing out. If I try and weld each piece out before I put on the next pieces, the whole pipe will warp from the heat, and it makes it a lot harder to get the next pieces to fit on. It's not a picture perfect fit, but that's right. It's gonna work. So we do need a few things from the store. We gotta get some welding rod, I gotta get a grinding wheel, grab some nuts and bolts, some things like that. It's kind of do or die. We gotta get some stuff done right now. So if we don't finish this nozzle project today, Dan's gonna learn how to TIG weld stainless.
I know how to TIG weld.
We're gonna find out. Stay tuned. It's gonna work.
Burn the stuff for us.
That's gonna work. This is what we need. Very good. We almost thought we didn't have it.
We got one last bottle of Argon, hopefully. Last year we were smart. We called you earlier. This year we were like, oh shoot.
We're good. We saved you one.
Ross, what have you done?
Did I mess it up?
This looks incredible.
Oh.
Beautiful. We're making some headway here. I'm starting to just kind of piece some of this stuff back together a little bit at a time. Yesterday, I was kind of running out of time and the guys were kind of trying to get out of here to go get dinner. I'm leaving today. I leave at like 5 o'clock this afternoon. So in order to kind of get a lot closer, I needed to stay late. So I stayed here till about 8 o'clock. I got all these welds made. I made a couple patches up front in our reducer ring. And then really what I wanted to do last night, get the breaker flap cut open and get my grating back in, because I had to cut that out of the old piece. The grating kind of looks like a butcher job, but the wind is blowing super hard and I'm kind of just patching together scrap pieces.
This looks really tough.
Well, that's the idea, right?
It can handle a lot of boulders, and this is helpful too. It like helps seal up our rubber flap here.
Well, that's the idea, right? So I built this up with 2 pieces of scrap.
Nice.
And then I'm trying to like make it smooth, so the rubber kind of lays nice and tight. Get my bolts on layout for the actual flap itself. It was kind of a tight fit. So today, what I've kind of done this morning is kind of get some of that stuff welded. I'm kind of working on testing some modifications to our breaker flap handle, see what I like. And I do kind of like this, but we might have to change something with the handle arrangement. It needs to not smack your hand if you put your hand in the wrong spot.
That's when we're operating.
Right, so that's closed. We're pretty tight.
And then when you, oh, look at that. Wait, hold on, one more thing. So your hand can be right here.
Yep.
And it's not hitting this anymore. It used to be that this would squish your hand.
Yep.
You grab this, grab this. Cool, okay.
It clears on the back, but it's still hitting a little bit on the front. And so I think I might have to clearance that. Like, it'll stretch and go over, but I kind of want to make that a little bit better if I can. Well, one of the things that I remember about this, like from before, is because I tried this on land and I was like, it doesn't seem like it fits very good. But when you get down and this thing's under suction, and it has so much force, it literally bends the rubber.
Yeah,
down.
I like to let go of this handle and just let this thing slap and it goes bang. I'm like, that's how you know you have good suction, is when that door shuts.
That's how I know I have job security. We just want to make as much suction as we can, you know. That's kind of the name of the game. If we're gonna go deeper, we're gonna need this thing to be as efficient as it can be. So any little bit I think will help.
Now, how do you hold it open? And that stays put?
Yep.
Yeah, it sure does. Is this thing ready to dredge?
We're almost there. We need to weld the handle back on officially. This is just kind of tacked on so I can get some placement. And we need to get that swivel out of the hose. And yeah.
We got to get all this metal, all this metal, we got to get it out of this hose. And so I think to make it quick and easy, we're just going to destroy all of this hose section right here and just pry it open and yank it out of there. All right, you can handle it. Just start cutting.
There, and just pop that last little bits out. Those are all pretty shallow now. We're gonna hook the come along onto it here and give it some forward pressure and then just kind of wiggle it and see if she'll twist or wiggle out. Oh, there it goes. Beautiful. Like a glove. Easy peasy.
It's almost in the hole.
You trying to get it in there?
That's the idea. It's supposed to slip together. Come on, baby. Is that weldable? Just remember, this is not a how-to, this is a how we do. What's in there? Oh, you stupid piece of junk.
Ross, you did a killer job on this. Just came up with that myself.
Real. That's what I just said.
It looks awesome though, for real.
Thank you.
I feel like none of our other projects even matter anymore. We have a nozzle.
You've got
We
a
can go
jet.
suck up some gold.
You've got a jet, you've got a nozzle.
Yeah.
We can just tow the dredge out with the skiff and we can rock and roll, right?
Anchor it up.
That's right.
Just anchor up and
really good.
No batteries. We could toss the anchors by hand.
Exactly.
We could hold our breaths.
It's like old times.
Well, this is it for a minute.
See you in like 6 weeks.
Dude, I'm so excited to come back though. Like, I cannot wait. It's honestly, I think those couple weeks are gonna fly by.
They are. I hope you come back and we're like way on it. And you can come down and just hog some nice gold.
It'll be really nice. Like, I kind of feel lucky that I'm not actually the first one down in the water, because like I know there's always some startup, bugs.
Yeah.
Finding gold, dealing with ice, like setting up the systems and all that stuff. But so I kind of feel privileged that you guys are going to get to do that, and then I show up and just get to run.
Yeah.
But
hopefully the weather's good. We'll give you reports on how good it looks.
Yeah.
And yeah, want help carrying that in?
Yeah. That feels like 50 pounds and no more, right?
Yeah, exactly.